All right, let's go over some things that are considered to be important in math. So, first things first, we need to know the conversion between an inch and a centimeter. Well, we should know that 1 inch is equal to 2.5 centimeters. Next, we should also know that a meter to a yards conversion is 1 meter will equal 1.1 yards. Next, you need to know that a pound in grams should be how many? 1 pound is equal to 1 pound is equal to 454 grams. Next, you should know that a kilogram in pounds is what? Kilogram in pounds is 1 kilogram is equal to 2.21 or just 2.2 pounds. Okay. The ounces to a pint. How many ounces are in a pint? There's 16 ounces in a pint. Quart. How many ounces are in a quart? Well, there are 32 ounces in a quart. Therefore, 2 pints equal 1 quart. All right, quart to gallons. There are 4 quarts in a gallon, and cups to ounces. How many ounces are in a cup? There's 8. And then there's how many tons to pounds in kg. So 1 ton is equal to 2,240 pounds, and then 1 ton is also equal to 1,016 kilograms. J. The miles to kilometers. Miles to kilometers conversion. 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. Then you have your pounds to ounces. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. Perfect. Next card. So there is an equation here. It's to find the equation for the sum of an internal angles of a convex polygon. So what you can do is you can do this. S is equal to n minus 2 times all times 180, and n will be the number of sides, and then S is the sum of all angles. Okay, that will give you the sum of them. Then is the equation where P probability of R successes occurring out of n trials. So this is kind of a complicated one. I want to look at this one later. P equals little n big C little r times P to the R times, in parentheses, 1 minus P in parentheses to the, in parentheses, n minus R in parentheses power. My gosh, that equation's weird. All right. Then on this one, we notice that x, or cosine x, is equal to what? It's equal to cosine squared x minus sine x. So cosine 2x is what? Cosine squared x minus sine squared x. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Okay? Remember, it's area, so it's just surface area, so that's why it's r to squared, not to third power. That's going to be the volume. Okay, here the area of an equilateral triangle is given by this equation. The area is equal to side squared times the square root of 3 all over under 4, or all over 4, sorry, all divided by 4. So area for area of an equilateral triangle is the area is equal to s squared times the square root of 3 all divided by 4. Okay, volume of sphere equation. So there's the volume one. Volume is equal to 4 divided by 3 times pi times r to the third. Okay, r cubed. Next, we have cosine 2x is equal to 1 minus 2 sine x. 2 sine squared x. So cosine 2x is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared x. Then cosine x minus y is going to be cosine x times cosine y plus sine x times sine y. Okay, if we were to do the over here, we're going to do the next equation for cosine. This is cosine x plus y is going to be what? It's going to be cosine x cosine y minus sine x sine y. And you can remember that as cosine doesn't retain the signs, right? They're kind of in the middle right here. But sine will. So let's take a look at sine. But sine's a little different, right? It involves cosine, but you'll see. So sine x plus y is going to be equal to what? It's going to be equal to sine x times cosine y plus sine y times cosine x. See how that changed? Okay, the next one is the distance formula. This is a good one actually to know. The distance between 2 points is going to be equal to the square root of, so everything's under the square root here, it's in parentheses, x1 minus x2, and parentheses, square it, plus, start a new parentheses, y1 minus y2, and parentheses, square it. Okay, next one says there's a standard deviation equation. So the standard deviation equation is S, the standard deviation, is equal to the square root of the sum of starter parentheses x minus the x hat or average, in parentheses, square that, all under, and this is still, I guess, on the square root, n, all divided by n. Half-life first order, we need to remember that kt half is equal to 0.693. And also, there's this equation that a is equal to a 0 subscript times 1/2 to the t divided by t half power. And then the half-life second order is going to be 1 divided by the k times the initial concentration. pH from pKa equation with the concentrations of your conjugate bases and acids and stuff. So the pH is equal to the pKa plus the log of a to the minus over HA. So that would be the acid, conjugate base divided by the conjugate divided by the acid. Conjugate base divided by the acid. They'll take the log of that and add it to your pK and you get the pH. All right. Here's another. So this is the sine sine x minus y, so we did something similar to this before. It would be sine x cosine y minus sine y times cosine x. Okay, next equation here is the sine of theta is equal to what? Cosine 90 minus theta. Finding the vertex of a parabola. So finding the vertex of a parabola, here's your equation. Y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. X is equal to the negative b divided by 2a. Y, plug in x to find y. Okay. For y equals a parentheses x minus h n parentheses squared plus k. H is equal to x and k is equal to y. And then a and b, if we were to look at this other one, right, you just include all the values that they have in common for A and B. And that's what they did. Standard equation of a circle. So standard equation of a circle is, in the parentheses, x minus h in parentheses squared plus, in parentheses, y minus k in parentheses square that equals r squared, the radius squared, I guess. Pythagorean triplets to know that there's a 3, 4, 5, a 5, 12, 13, a 7, 24, 25, an 8, 15, 17. That's super neat. And then a 9, 40, 41. Okay, how about the variance equation? So the variance equation says that the I don't know, what do you call that? Sigma squared, I think. Sigma squared is equal to the sum of start parentheses x minus x average in parentheses squared that, all divided by n. Many use n minus 1 in the denominator. Dat uses just n. Same for standard deviations. Some more trigonometry. All right, so sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to what? 1, right? Yes. Then sine 2x is going to equal to what? It's going to be equal to 2 sine x times cosine x. Okay, that's what that's equal to. It's 2 sine x times cosine x. It's the same as sine 2x, sine of 2x. And the sine squared x plus 1 is going to be your secant squared x. And the cotangent squared x plus 1 is going to be your cosecant squared x, right? For your cotangent squared x plus 1 is going to be your cosecant squared x, and then the tangent squared x plus 1 is going to be your secant squared x. Perfect. Okay, let's get the exterior angle equation and equation. So if you have a, the exteriors of the angle are always going to equal to the 360, so you just divide it by how many points you have the sides of the polygon, and you'll get how many the exterior angles of them, of each of them. They'll all be equal. Sides of the polygon divide into 360. Good job.